For those who don't know, I am an old school YouTuber. I have been around for a long time. This channel that you're watching this video on, or going to be watching this video on once it's uploaded, is a new channel. But I've had many channels throughout the years, and I followed the story of YouTube. Recently, I would say a legendary YouTuber from back in the day passed away. His name was DPR Jones, and at least here on YouTube. And I'm not an atheist. He was an atheist YouTuber. He was instrumental in the atheism versus creationism wars that happened here on YouTube that I myself took part in. Even though I'm not an atheist, I am a Wiccan pagan, but I'm also scientifically trained, so I can appreciate the atheist perspective, even if we disagree on some topics. I will say that I don't drink, but the trend going on is raise a glass for DPR Jones. I'm going to raise a can to DPR Jones, and I'm going to drink some energy drink. Spicy. What can I say? I've never forgotten those days. They were the early days of YouTube. There were days that held a lot of memories for me. Days that I cling to, honestly. That's why I record like this. That's why I have this laptop web camera as my recording device. I'm still clinging to the old YouTube. And one of my favorite YouTubers to watch was DPR Jones, honestly. He wasn't, like, always the most logical. He wasn't always someone that I can look at and say, you know what, yep, he's got every single point right. He wasn't like Potholer, but you know what? I really enjoyed watching his videos, and I'm very grateful for what he did here on YouTube for the users. Thunderfoot went into this, and I'm going to touch into it as well. A while ago, there was a problem with companies like Viacom uploading stuff here to YouTube. They were uploading their own contents and then flagging the videos for copyright infringement. It was pretty scandalous. I'm not going to go into too much detail. It's a story for another time. But because of what happened, the DMCA was formulated. YouTube was having trouble with copyrighted stuff, so they came up with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Thunderfoot said this in his video as well, to kind of balance things out, if you will. And Venethang X, if you don't know, he's YouTube's greatest supervillain. This guy was a creationist Christian who was a Kent Hovind clone, and he was just the worst kind of person. He makes Onision look like a saint. He, you know, so given his tendency for scandal, because he ripped a lot of people out of money. People were donating to him, and he ripped them out of money. This was before Patreon existed and all that stuff. And he was saying that he was going to donate to charity instead of, you know, doing it honestly. And he would just pocket the money. So, of course, when it came down to scandal, he was not above abusing the DMCA to silence people, like a lot of people have done afterwards, and probably still do to some extent. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the DMCA, but when Thunderfoot and DPR Jones worked together to bring this guy down, along with many other people, they were doing it for free speech. And DPR Jones was very instrumental, and I'm so glad he did what he did. I wish that it didn't happen like this. he left us too soon. Like, he wasn't a super old guy or anything, you know. He's probably maybe in his 50s right now. He's not a super old guy. It happened too soon. I I'm totally shocked by the news, and I just wanted to pay my respects to him for what he's done here on YouTube, for all the ammunition that he's provided me when I had to deal with creationist Christians and Bible thumpers in my own life. You know, I had to deal with their harassment and their abuse because of my religious beliefs and my practice of magic. I was called evil, Satan, demonic, and I was told all about how wonderful their God is, like I wasn't even raised a Christian, which I was. And when they kept talking about God, 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 I loved using a lot of the points that I've learned from DPR Jones. Like, one of his videos was about how science helped humanity a lot more than Christianity did. And that's not a very, it's not a very revolutionary point, but the way he went about it, the way he went about going over the history of the Bible, when he talked about the Great Bible and the original Greek and Hebrew Bibles, and how the original Bishop's Bible, and that was a good that was a good video. It was not entirely historically accurate, but it was like too simplified, but it was a great overview. When you have these fundamentalist whack jobs talking about the King James Bible is the truest version of the Bible, or something ridiculous like that, which it's, the Tyndale Bible is the first English Bible. I had someone who was very, very, very annoying to me talk to me about how the King James Bible was the first English translation, and that didn't matter to me. It doesn't make their God exist, and even if he does exist, it doesn't mean I should worship him. But it was great to be able to learn from that history and do my own digging and realize, you know what? You're learning a lot. These people who talk about wisdom and knowledge and divine inspiration, they don't even get their basic facts right. They don't even look into their history. You would think that if Christianity was their passion, that they would at least get their facts straight. They would go out of the way, but no. It's not even just the supernatural stuff. These people make up all kinds of bullshit about things that you don't even need to make bullshit up about. Things that you can just research. So DPR Jones, kind of like, that video he made led me into that sort of discovery about Christianity in a deeper sense. So it expanded my sort of understanding. It helped me deal with a lot of the assholes that I really just should mind their own business. And I'm so glad that DPR Jones was a YouTuber. I'm glad that he did what he did. I'm glad he made videos. I'm glad he, I'm glad he, helped the user base the way that he did. And I'm so glad that he was a part of, that he made that era of YouTubing that much better for me personally. So it's really disheartening to know that he passed away. And I mean, I don't want to sound insensitive, but if he doesn't believe in an afterlife, in life, I at least hope he got some kind of answer. Now, that's all I can really say. So, I'm going to have a nice little chug again. DPR, it's been great having you, man.